Hi. Ever wondered why certain stereotypes about Indians prevail in global perception? It's a land often associated with snake charmers, spiritual gurus, and a palate dominated by curry, not to mention the notion of an overpopulated country teeming with people. These simplified images of India have been etched into the global consciousness, painting a picture that is far from the country's diverse reality. India is a land of rich cultural heritage and historical depth, a land of myriad languages and traditions, a mosaic of various ethnicities and religions. Yet the world often sees it through a lens of cliched stereotypes. The aim of this video, dear friends, is not to debunk these stereotypes, but to trace their origins, to understand why and how these stereotypes have been perpetuated. But where did these stereotypes originate? What are the roots that have fed these perceptions over the centuries? Let's dive into their history. The roots of Indian stereotypes can be traced back to the colonial era. During this period, the power dynamics between the colonizers and the colonized were instrumental in shaping early perceptions about India. The British, who held dominion over India for nearly 2 centuries, often portrayed India as a land of exotic mystery in their narratives. Early colonial literature and travelogues painted vivid pictures of India as a realm of snake charmers, mystical yogis, and enchanting landscapes. This depiction served a dual purpose. On one hand, it fueled the British fascination with the exotic East. On the other, it underscored the perceived otherness of India, reinforcing the notion of British superiority. These images and narratives, deeply entrenched in the colonial psyche, laid the groundwork for the stereotypes that would follow. The exotic, mystical India of the colonial imagination became the lens through which the Western world viewed India. These stereotypes, born out of a colonial perspective, were just the beginning. As the world became more interconnected, Hollywood played a significant role in perpetuating these stereotypes. The silver screen, with its global reach, painted a picture of India that was largely monochromatic, often representing the country through a narrow lens of exoticism and mystique. Take, for instance, the blockbuster Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It projected India as a land of snake charmers, voodoo rituals, and people who dine on monkey brains. The film, while an entertainment spectacle, left an indelible imprint on the global perception of India, reinforcing age-old stereotypes. It's not just about one movie, though. The trend continued with other films, each one contributing to the stereotypical portrayal of India and its people, whether it was through the accent, attire, or the socio-cultural practices. The power of cinema, for better or worse, has greatly contributed to the persistence of these stereotypes. In the current era, media and pop culture continue to reinforce these stereotypes. Let's take a look at some popular sitcoms as examples. The Big Bang Theory features a character named Raj, who embodies the stereotype of the socially awkward, accent-prone Indian. Similarly, The Simpsons has Apu, a character that represents the image of the Indian convenience store owner. These depictions, while seemingly harmless, further solidify stereotypes, reducing the rich, diverse Indian culture to a few laughable elements. The Indian culture is a vibrant tapestry of various languages, traditions, and customs, each unique in their own right. To reduce it to a monolith of stereotypes is a disservice to its complexity. Yes, these characters may bring a chuckle or two, but at the expense of a culture's identity? That's a question we must ask ourselves. The media's portrayal, while often unintentional, continues to reinforce these age-old stereotypes. So, we've traced the origins of Indian stereotypes from the colonial era to the present day. We began our journey with the unveiling of Indian stereotypes, exploring their existence and how they've been embedded in our society. We then delved into the historical beginnings, tracing the roots back to the period of colonial rule when these stereotypes were initially formed. Our journey continued with us examining Hollywood's role, shining a light on how the film industry has unfortunately played a significant part in propagating these stereotypes. From there, we moved to the modern media influence, illustrating how current media outlets have perpetuated these stereotypes, often unconsciously. Throughout this journey, the impact of colonialism, Hollywood, and modern media on the formation and perpetuation of Indian stereotypes has been ever present. These influences have painted a monolithic picture of India, obscuring its rich diversity. Breaking stereotypes requires understanding their origins. With this knowledge, we can begin to see India in its true, diverse form. Be sure to hit that like or subscribe button and keep being curious, beautiful, and continue learning. Check out some of my other videos and keep staying curious.